hold on. I had to shut the fan off. I was a minute late doing that. So sorry. So sorry. I just bumped my head up there. When you live in a small space, you have to worry about these things, you know. I have smashed my head so many times on these things. Mm. Anyway, if you're just coming on here, I'm Pam. I live in a van. I'm 71 years old, and I travel all over the United States, boondocking with my dog, Matrix. And today, this video is for you guys that are wanting to know if you want to get on the road or not. And after you see me bump my head, you may not want to, but anyway, if that is you and you'd like some more information, in the description below, you're going to see my link to my Dream to Drive series, and you may want to go check that out. It's going to give you some information. And if you get to the place where you're like, hey, I want to know if this is for me, then go ahead and book a one-on-one van life strategy session with me. And that link is in the description below as well. Today's topic it's a fun one, actually. It's a fun topic. It's how I gotta look at how I wrote it down here. What is the difference between vacationing in a van and living in a van? Okay. Now, when I was young, way young, our parents took us camping all the time and like every weekend. And the whole thing was such an event and such an adventure. We couldn't wait to go. When you go vacationing in a van, it's like that. You're excited, you're out the windows, there's an adventure over here, there's a place you want to go over here. Thank you for the like. And the whole thing is just so exciting. And especially if you've never been in a van, maybe this is your first time renting one. If you don't have one, but vacationing is, you probably have a plan. You know where you're going, and you you probably know what if you're going to Dollywood or you're going to Disney World, or if you're just going to ride around in the mountains, or you have this planned out. You probably also have a thought in your mind, well, we have some money saved for vacation. And so you're a little freer with the money, and you all get the t-shirts, and, you go and you eat out, and, you go out at night. You make kind of an adventure out of it, because it is an adventure for you, because you've never really been on the road. So now you think this is a great adventure, and I can do this. I want to do this all the time. Well, if you live in a van, then you know that isn't anywhere near the truth. And this is for this video, this is my mini chats, or for people that are thinking about getting on the road. And I'm talking real life here. Okay. We don't cover anything up on this channel. But if you already live on the road, then give me a comment and tell me that, yeah, I understand this. Living on the road full time is not anywhere near the same thing as vacationing. Is vacationing in a van or on the road at all. So what's the difference? Well, as I said, vacationing, you've made a plan, and you have your GPS all set. You've got it yellowed out. You know where you're going. You know what you're going to do. You have probably made reservations at campsites, and you have things in line, what you're going to do. And again, I want to repeat this. And when you get home, you're like, oh, wow, I can do this all the time. I would love to live on the road. Okay, well, let's start over. Living on the road in the van full time is not at all the same as going on a vacation in a van. People say, well, you're on vacation all the time. Well, no, I'm not on vacation all the time. I don't go on vacations because I live in a van and I don't need to go anywhere else. But it's not a vacation. When you vacation in a van, you get home from your vacation and you just, you take the food back out, put it in the refrigerator. You get your laundry, you go in your house, you do your laundry, and you go back to your other life. And, maybe there was a leaky faucet in the van, or, a latch was broken or something. It's like, who cares? Because, we just went on vacation. Well, I don't have any place to do a laundry in a house, so I have to go to the laundromat. The other day I went, I spent $30. Laundromats are so expensive now. $30 and I was there half a day. But of course I hadn't been for a month and I washed absolutely everything in my van. So, mhm. But I don't have a plan. I don't know where I'm going all the time. I don't have a schedule. And if you're on a vacation, you probably got a week or two or whatever. But when you live full time, you don't have that kind of a schedule. But living in a van, you do develop routines. I get up in the morning. I do probably the same thing you do if you live in a sticks and bricks. I eat breakfast, let the dog out, eat breakfast, do my stuff. Then I have to do the dishes, get dressed. All of the same things that maybe you do. It's it's a routine that I have developed, and I do things like on some days when I go to I have certain days that well, maybe mostly it's when I ran out of food, I suppose, ran out of dog food mostly. Then I go to Walmart or I'm going to go get groceries that day. Maybe I need to get propane. Maybe I need to wash my van, which I really need to, but I don't. But those kind of things develop into a routine that you follow. That is not the same as on a vacation, that's for sure. I think that living in a van is probably the closest thing. Thank you for that like. I appreciate that. That you can get to having see it's not a vacation, it's a lifestyle. That's really the difference. You have if you live in the sticks and bricks, you're over here and you have that kind of a lifestyle. Somebody's phoning me and texting me all kinds of stuff. I'll get rid of them here. Um, I think about things like how much gas is. That maybe depends on where I'm gonna go. If gas is $5 a gallon in California, then I'm not going over there. I'm in Texas right now, and I got gas the other day for $2.26, and I've been paying more than $3 for the last 6 months. We think about weather. And when I get up in the morning, that's one of the first things I do is check the weather where I am and, the 10-day and what it might be over here. Is it going to be hot over here, hot over cold over there? I look at the radar to see where it's raining all around me. And when you're on vacation, you don't pay attention to that. Just like maybe you got a hot day and so, you turn on the AC, or maybe it's raining. So, you stay inside and play games. But I watch the weather, and people who live on the road, they do. They watch the weather. I'm not if you're on vacation, you're chasing views. You want, "Oh, look at that." Just like you go over to, Niagara Falls. "Oh, look at that." But when you live in a van, you're not chasing views because every day is a view of some kind, especially if you, are a boondocker. If you stay out in the woods like I do or the desert. I'm getting back to the desert here soon. I've been in the woods for so long. I don't have to chase views. You see if my thumbnails that I put on here are just pictures that I've taken. The one that I put up here today was of some salt flats. Uh, they're just gorgeous, gorgeous. And I can be just driving down the road anywhere and see them and stop. Not at all like on vacation. Um, you know, my generator's broken right now. So I have to deal with all of those kinds of things. Thank you for the like. A few days without a generator. It's okay. I don't mind. I'll get okay with it. On a vacation, then you just are plugged into a campground, or you don't care, or you're going home anyway. Doesn't really matter. But when you live in here, it's your house. Like the latch is broken on my. I'm bad. Okay. My bathroom door, I have a double door that opens like this, and the top screw on the further door had come out a while ago, and it was on my list of things to fix, and I never got around to doing it. And so I'm driving down the road and the bathroom door falls off. These are things that you have to deal with because this is my house. I have to defrost my refrigerator, for instance. That's nothing you do on vacation. Even if you have a refrigerator in your van that is not self-defrosting, you don't have to do it while you're on vacation. You can just unplug it when you get home or shut it down and it will defrost all by itself. It won't need you at all to do that. But this is a lifestyle, and I don't ever feel like I'm on vacation, but I do feel a lot like I'm free. Uh, I get to decide when I get to decide things like when I want to see people, which is not very often. Thank you for the like. And I get to decide where I'm going to go, and I may make the decision on spot, or um, and if I'm in a place, I get to decide when I'm getting antsy and I want to leave. I get to decide all of these things. And you don't have time to do that when you're on vacation. And it's just like it's two totally different worlds. I'm on vacation. It's not like van life is not like Instagram. It's like it's a real life. Um, Vacation is a temporary escape from your reality. There you go. The nomadic lifestyle is a totally different reality. I mean, it's absolutely, absolutely right. And people look at you like, I know that people think that they might want to live on the road. It's just like when you get home from vacation. I could do this forever. Uh, they're not really thinking about the entire change. We talked about this a couple of days ago of letting go. The entire change of your entire life is changed. There's no other way to say that. Your entire life is totally changed. But for me, it's well worth it. I love living in a van. 70 square feet. That's all I need. Me and my dog Matrix. We've been up to the park this morning. I'm in the city. No, I can't. Well, right now my generator's in the shop, so I really have to wait to get my generator back into my van or underneath my van, and then I can get back on the road. I'll go for some mini trips here while I'm waiting for the holidays before I take off to Arizona, which is I go to a courtside where everybody else goes. It's a herd of people down there in January. And so I go down there and hang out. And then I start moving north with the weather. Again, you watch the weather. And I'm planning, but I'm not saying it out loud because last time my van got totaled. I'm planning on going to Alaska with a friend this summer. So we'll see how that works out. Mm. Anyway, this is not long. These are mini talks for people who are interested in maybe finding out about whether or not they want to live on the road. And you can watch all the videos you want. But I'll tell you what, if you book a one-on-one van life strategy session with me, we'll look at your specific situation and see if it's something that you really want to do once you lay your life out. Once you lay your life out, you can decide if that's what you want to do. Anyway, so thank you so much for coming on to my mini talk here. I was late coming yesterday because I was at shop all day, but I'm pretty much on time today. People say you should be doing these regularly, and you should do them at the same time. So I can say to you, oh, I'll see you again tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I can't do that. Sorry. I live in a van. I don't have a schedule like that. So anyway, thank you all for coming, and I will see you at some point tomorrow.